Hi and welcome to Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and everybody that loves all things British. I'm sitting here, and I'm Ian. Trying to be, at least, anyway. What can I do? Yeah.
And I'm Sam. Good morning, everyone. On today's show, let me tell you what's coming up. We've got a good show for you today. We've got Paul Stone in studio. He is an author and a director-producer. We've got Out and About with Ali, and the COVID Kitchen's coming up too. So, it's going to be a good show today. It's going to be chatty and lots of fun and tea and hobnobs. Did you get a hobnob, Ian?
Did I get a hobnob? Yeah, I did. So now apparently I was just told that that we weren't muted during our little 4-minute.
Wow.
Which I don't know. I mean, what can you do?
Real life.
I got things to do.
I know. You're okay.
I'm surviving.
I told Ian, I said it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but he did say he was perfect, so.
It's true. So
So what's going on, Ian?
what's going on? Well, we've got a studio full today, as I say.
Yeah, we have.
Slightly off camera to my left and right. We have guests, and we've got Will here, who's going to probably. I might actually get back in that chair in a little bit. That's the plan, is for me to try to.
It does feel weird without you.
I know, right? I know. So that's the plan. So I don't necessarily have to be pressing all the buttons. I mean, I know I press your buttons obviously all the time, but
Always.
all the time.
Always, Ian.
So hopefully I get out of this chair and get into that chair shortly, but we'll see.
Good. What have you been up to? How's the week been? A lot can happen in a week, can't it, between shows?
Well, it can do, yeah. I mean, I've pretty much just been. I don't know. We've just been here. Oh, hello. Hi.
Do you want to say hi, Amanda?
Oh. So there.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's giving me these notes.
Orders.
So what's the note?
Orders.
No,
What's the note now?
Sam sounds muted.
Sam sounds muted.
I sound muted.
Oh, do you now? All right. Well,
Dear.
you know,
From my
we
sister.
can't have you sounding
We
muted.
can't have that.
Is that better?
Did you do it on
don't know
purpose?
anymore.
Did you mute
No,
me?
And it
I
said
didn't.
you're louder.
I didn't. But you probably find it was probably from another production that was in here, and somebody else
Nick
probably.
said turn the mics up.
Turn the mics up. Oh,
You just need to go up.
good lord!
All right, everyone, tell us, how does that sound?
Funny.
All right. Well,
Thanks, Mick.
I'm glad Mick comes on first, because he can sort us out on that and tell us what's going on. So let us know if that's any better. Good morning, Sarah, by the way. Hope your recovery is going well. Who else have we got on here? Craig Randall says, my mic is not on. Hang on.
you are on.
Let me just double check here.
You're on for me.
And I can hear
Her
myself.
mic's not on.
Oh, what's happening?
Her mic's not on. She's here in the room.
Just shout.
Paul's going, what is this shambles of a show I've decided to come on? This is so not professional.
Saying nothing.
All
You
right.
say nothing, but you will when you get up here, won't you? You'll straighten us out.
All right. Hold on.
Sam is very quiet compared. Wait a minute.
You see, I do.
Am I in one?
Hold on. We're gonna work this out now. Now, I appreciate you lot keeping us on track, because without that, where would we be?
How's that? Is that any better?
No, probably not.
No.
Let's turn this
Eileen
up.
says she can hear me. No problem. Good morning, Becky from
But it's
Yorkshire.
it's not coming through.
It's not.
Her mic's not coming
All right.
through.
Well, you know what I'm gonna
She
do.
says I sound like I'm in a tin can.
You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give myself 60 seconds. We're gonna go to our first segment.
There you go. Let's do it
Now
while
then.
we fix our technical
All right.
difficulties.
So this is gonna be the COVID kitchen with Phil Suson, who's today is what's he doing? Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie today, friends.
Shepherd's pie.
It's just a shot in the dark.
Phil Susan here, and another episode of COVID Kitchen, the 59-second gourmet. Tonight we're doing shepherd's pie with some leftovers from the Christmas dinner, from the roast. Check it out.
Please, everyone.
Ground beef, some leftover roasted beef.
are we
You could
hearing?
use roasted leg of lamb if you wanted. We have some
where are we
mirepoix,
being?
onions, celery and carrots, some potatoes that are boiling, and we have some herbs and seasonings, fleur de sel,
are you listening
pepper.
to that?
We've
Yeah,
got some
that's
flour.
direct.
Yeah.
We've got some thyme, nutmeg, mace, and 12 ounces of beef stock. 97-point Chilean Cabernet. But that's for
Stay
me.
quiet, please.
Vegetables in the pan, salt and pepper, saute for about 5 minutes. So cooking sherry. Browning through, add all the herbs and seasonings. Add your beef stock. Work a tablespoon of flour in. I like tarragon, black pepper, garlic powder, and truffle oil. Meat's ready. A 350-degree oven for about 25 or 30 minutes. Shepherd's pie. Enjoy and come back. Tune in again for another episode.
Well, and before anyone says anything, it's shepherd's pie. It is lamb. Lots of people don't like lamb. But Phil did say you could use lamb, but I think lots of people use minced beef in their shepherd's pies because they don't like lamb.
So
They said they can taste the beast.
Do-
Can you hear me now?
I don't know.
I
I
can hear
mean,
myself.
you can.
Fine.
We can always hear you.
I don't need a mic, really.
I know.
No, it's still going
Um,
through the room.
Oh,
It's still being picked up on
it's
your mic.
being
but not
picked up
going
on
through
my
her.
mic. I'll tell you what. Dive over to my seat. See whether that makes a difference, and we'll do this. Oh,
Okay, let's see. Good morning. Can you hear me?
is that better? It's lucky that you guys just stay with us. Well, maybe you haven't. Maybe you're like,
Maybe
well,
you've
this is
already left.
ridiculous. Now, if you haven't watched this show before, usually it's a bit more organised. But what can you do?
So let's see. What's everyone saying?
So is that coming through a
How
little?
does it sound?
Because we have a delay as well, so we have to kind of play catch up in
Oh,
real
that's
time.
true. Yes.
Yeah, I know. See,
But I
that's
can't hear myself through this one.
right. No, you wouldn't. So I muted that one. So is that one coming through?
How
are
long
we
was
doing?
you talking?
All you can hear is me. Which really, let's face it.
Shall I get on this mic?
Do you need to hear anybody else other than me? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's not on either.
That's not on either.
Oh, we've got an issue with both mics. Okay.
Oh.
Something's muted.
All right. I don't know.
Something's not-
Something's not happening.
What about this one? Can you hear anything out of this one?
Try it again.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing?
Well, we'll see how that goes. So anyway, since they can hear me,
Yeah.
This is fair.
this could be the Ian show today. What I will do while we're checking that out is
They said they can hear me, just not as good as usual.
no.
because it's not
Well,
going
yeah, it's
through
probably
the
because
mic.
you're getting picked up from this
Yeah,
one.
probably. It's probably, yeah.
We're gonna do the This Day in Music because actually it was a pretty decent This Day in Music.
Go on then.
I know.
we
We
got?
can't. This is gonna be like a 12-minute show for everything. We're
Just to
cutting.
get the mics working.
Well, I know. So This Day in Music, I will skip back. It's kind of useful one. Here we go. So this day in 1963, the Beatles made their first national appearance on UK TV on a show called Thank You Lucky Stars, and they were performing Please Please Me.
Oh, I like that one too.
I know. And also a Beatles thing on this day in 1967, a day in the life at Abbey Road Studios was being recorded, which was an amazing song.
Sing it. Ali can sing it.
We got two Scousers in the studio
Yeah,
here
so
today.
somebody can sing it.
Yeah, exactly. The inspiration for the
Go on,
first
Alan.
two verses was the death of Tara Brown, the 21-year-old heir to the Guinness fortune, who
Jolly then. Jolly song.
Tara Brown crashed his Lotus Elan on December 18th, 1966, in Redcliffe Gardens, London. Not Ratcliffe Gardens,
Are you
Redcliffe
sure
Gardens.
it's not Ratcliffe?
No. Also in 1967, Pink Floyd and Marmalade played the Marquee Club, London, England. Marmalade went on to score a number one UK hit with their version of the Beatles' Oobla Dee Oobla Da in 1968. Now, the drum...
Life goes on.
Peanut Gallery. Now, here's an interesting point. The drummer of Marmalade was my first agent.
Really?
Yes, his name's Alan Whitehead, and actually we're sharing this show to a group, have we? We have. That Alan runs, and he was my very first agent.
Why don't we have Alan on the show?
We should have Alan on the show. You
Right,
might,
should I just push this mic away?
I don't know.
With the,
It's the Ian show. We'll get to you. I'm going to figure that out in a minute. I might put Will in here, and then I'm gonna have him do some button pushing in a second. But since it's all about me, I may as well just stay here.
Go on, go for it.
But yes, so hi Alan, if you're watching. In 1967, the Monkees had their first number one. Were at number one on the UK singles charts with "I'm a Believer." They only had one number one, so that was pretty much their first and
Monkeys only
only.
had one number one song?
Yeah, apparently so.
Whoa.
And we'll skip past the Charles Manson one.
Another jolly character.
Exactly. In 1980, the Pretenders scored their first UK hit with
Brass in Pocket.
Well Done.
Yes! I loved her. And I also... She used to wear a purple jacket in that video, and I managed to find one similar at CNA. Remember CNA?
Yes.
And that's where I...
CNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brass in Pocket.
Even
Very
I'm
much.
not hearing you now.
Oh, God.
I know. Well, we'll work with it. I'll fix it in a minute. I'm quite liking this. I can
Wait
keep
a
you
minute.
quiet.
So someone said go and sit on Ian's lap.
You could.
Look at Ian's face.
You could
like,
come over
no.
here. We have all these great facilities. Maybe we should just get down and dirty with it and be like, just here we are. No, we won't. She's looking at me like, look at that look.
Married woman.
That look's not going to happen, is it?
You're like my brother.
Well, I mean, like in terms of the look and feel of the show, nothing else, you weirdo. Good Lord.
Go on, what else have you got? Come on.
Pink Floyd's The Wall started a 15-week run at #1 on the US album charts. That was, it was a good one. And that's about it on that. But on birthdays, if I get down here, birthdays on this day in music, quite a lot of birthdays. So the Phil Everly of the Everly Brothers,
Right.
1939. Michael Crawford, 1942. So he qualifies for this day in music
Is
because
he still alive?
yeah, he is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But he got to #7 with the single "Music of the Night" from Phantom.
It was such a shock because we knew him from...
Can't hear you.
Some mothers do.
I mean, I can hear you, but they can't hear
Some
you.
mothers do have
Some
them.
mothers do have them, exactly.
Yeah.
1943, Janis Joplin. It's her birthday today. As well as Dolly Parton
I
in
love Dolly
1946.
She's
So it's and Robert Palmer in
I
1949.
think my eye makeup's very Robert Palmer today.
Your eye makeup's
Yeah,
very
I
Robert
do.
Palmer. See, I'm just translating now everything you say. And that's about it. That's what we have for this day in music. So here's what I'm going to go do. Is I'm going to go back to you, and we're going to try and figure this out. And I'm going to have Will come in, and he's going
Okay.
to press some buttons, and I'm going to try and fix some music.
All right. Well, let me see who's online with us. Who's telling us that they can't hear me? So
All right. Well, actually, it's all you for a minute.
that's all right.
I'm going to fix this.
Oh, Mick says you're fired, Ian. You're
Yeah.
fired from that position. That's okay. Oh, wait a minute. I can hear myself now. What did you just do?
Yeah, just hearing yourself and being heard by them is a different thing, though.
Are you sure? Because it just popped into my head.
I know.
No, you're still here in the room.
Well, it's a bit of a
Still here
delay.
in the room.
So let me tell you who's online with us this morning. Isn't it a weird disjointed show today already? But you know what? It'll all pull together when we get Ali and Paul on here. Something
It's all
that-
going downhill at that
It is
point.
a little bit. Oh my God, Meg Burns! You used to have a pint or two with Chrissy Hine. Are you kidding me? Oh,
No, this is the main.
I've got nothing in my head now. Becky says you don't need a mic, Ali, with your Scouse projection. Who else is on with
No,
us?
that's
Jan's
the
here.
one.
We've got Jen's with us. Sue made it.
Nope.
Sue worked early this morning. She had to be up, I think, at 4 o'clock. Bless her. Robin's with us. Let us know how my mic is. I mean, if it doesn't work for the show, no big deal. We'll just keep going and carry on is what we'll do. Well, I tell you what. Hang on. Let's do something funny. Are you ready for something fun? Are you leaving? Are you coming over here? What are we doing? What are we doing?
What?
Are you coming over here or not? No?
I'm kind of busy right now.
I thought you were switching.
Give me a minute. I'm trying to rescue the tatters of this show
Well,
so
I'll tell you what
far.
I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Ali in.
Yeah, but
Which
you
one?
can't be heard.
I'll be loud.
She'll be loud. People said they can hear me, but it's just low.
It's
All right.
It's
Well,
there, but it's low.
go on, Ali. This is
Come on in, Ali.
this is the family show.
Hello,
Go on all-
everybody!
Go. No. Go on this one over here.
You've got to dance.
Because then I'm
around
gonna
back,
give you your this microphone
Shuffle
basically.
around, shuffle around.
Good morning!
You're in the pink today.
I am.
Are you getting into Valentine's mode?
I mean, we've moved on from Christmas.
Yeah,
what's
Valentine's. Valentine's is next.
And so, yeah, pink is my favourite colour of the day.
That one.
Hi,
Is it working?
is this thing on?
That camera, that microphone.
so you can come.
Move your chair. There you go.
Just keeping everyone on the toes. Good morning, everybody. Yes.
What have you been up to, Ali?
Well, I was just saying, first time at the Codfather a few days ago, fish and chips.
So, what did you have with the fish and chips?
I had the cod, mushy peas, and the curry. I brought 2 of the girls, and we had the haddock, the gravy. We basically, and the fried sausage. We did everything.
What sausage? Oh, the battered
Battered
sausage.
sausage. I'll be honest, the only
make a
thing that I was a bit
difference?
scared of was the spam fritters. I couldn't do it.
Oh, he's doing spam fritters now.
And we talked it out, and then I went, can't do it.
I remember them at
Did you
school.
do it? Check.
That was my
Yeah.
spam was my
I
childhood.
mean, we're hearing it.
Yeah,
Thing.
like
So
that.
yeah. But other than that,
Was it busy when you went in?
you know what it was? It was Saturday, but I was lucky to get a table. But we
It's
were in and
coming
out,
out.
and there was a few people popping in and out, so that was good. But I filmed a fab Out and About with Ali Friday night. It's a bit musical, a local venue, so that'll be coming up. Kelly Davidson kind of night out,
Oh,
so that
okay,
was
okay,
fun.
okay,
Lots
yeah.
of regulars there. And then actually got an exciting one to film tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, just keep it.
I know, but I like to tell you all the stories. But yeah, lots of always keeping busy, you know me.
Yeah, we text a lot, don't we? With like
About what? What do we normally text about?
bargains, chocolate,
And the main places to go to drink.
yeah, and
Coffee. No, tea.
coffee shops and
Yeah.
tea shops,
Yeah.
and our dogs.
Our dogs.
Yeah, and then we have a little trio thing with Eve.
Yes.
So
Morning, Eve.
wasn't Eve's
Lisa.
her cat onesie?
Oh, she's when she was being a cat. It's either cat or
She ordered a cat onesie,
this was a while ago.
but it's not what came.
It was the wasn't it like a tiger or something? She put up the hood.
It
up.
wasn't a sleeping onesie. It was a costume.
Oh, but she spitted it. She's tiny.
What do you need, Ian?
How long's your video?
4 minutes, 10?
Good. Chat afterwards.
Okay. Oh, I thought we were just saying hello. So you're going to line that up now? I'll tell them.
Go on.
This is why I'm in pink. This is officially my #1 top pick, must do in Las Vegas right now. It is a beautiful, stunning cafe called Mrs. Coco at Lake Las Vegas. Check it out. She's going to love it. Welcome to this week's episode of Out and About with Ali. This week we're at Lake Las Vegas at a stunning little cafe called Mrs. Coco's. Let's check it out.
This place is absolutely incredible. I have never seen anything like it. It's girly, it's pink, it's fabulous.
This cafe is definitely a hidden gem here in Las Vegas. As you can see, the decor is just stunning. The owner has put so much attention to detail in decorating this stunning place.
I was in heaven. It really was beautiful. Everywhere you look, there are flowers,
No, I mean, everything's
chandeliers.
coming through, like,
Even
shit.
from the ceiling, there are umbrellas that are beautiful.
Celebrate
I was obsessed. The sparkles, the
It's not
bling,
working,
the
that's
flowers,
why.
even the
It's not
choice of
working.
artwork was perfection.
Now this is my kind of tub.
What more could you ask for? A bath full of flowers. There were flowers everywhere, even inside the tables. More flowers.
This is definitely a little piece of heaven here at Lake Las Vegas. It feels so European, you wouldn't even think you're in Las Vegas.
There's a great selection on the menu.
There's lots of coffees, lattes, teas, and crepes, small bites, just to go with your little cup of tea.
From healthy cuisine to sweet treats, there's something for everyone, even gelato ice cream.
If, like me, sometimes you fancy some sparkling champagne with your little cake, Mrs. Coco has a full menu of mimosas, wines, and fabulous champagne.
And I'm a huge fan of fabulous champagne. Champagne, please! And now it was time to meet Mrs. Coco.
I am here with the fabulous owner of Mrs. Coco. It's Mrs. Coco herself. Yeah. Cheers, girl. I absolutely love your place here.
Thank you.
It is every girl's dream.
Yes, the
It is.
little girl's dream come true in this place, and
I had a lot of questions for Mrs.
love
Coco.
this. But first champagne.
But first champagne
But
always.
first, champagne. Clear. Also an interior designer. Everything in Mrs. Coco was inspired from her travels. From Paris to Dubai to London. Hence, the teapots everywhere.
I love all your teapots.
Even the teapots were covered in flowers. And she had mini bathtubs for ice cream. I couldn't stop smiling. It was like a dream come true.
Even the tea bags come in a flowery box.
It just kept getting better and better. I sat Mrs. Coco down to chat some more.
Why Lake Las Vegas? I love it down here.
You are not in Las Vegas?
No.
I mean, this is Italy.
Yeah, it's a little slice of Europe.
Walking street, different kind of atmosphere, different kind of people.
Mrs. Coco's is definitely a perfect addition to the beautiful Lake Las Vegas village.
And here's Chef Ruth with our beautiful food. It looks beautiful. What do we have? Beet salad, avocado salad, and burrata toast. Isn't it so beautiful?
It really is picture perfect.
I'm not sure if it was the Parisian music, the perfect table layout, the delicious food, or just the flowery teapot. I was on cloud 9. It felt like a fairy tale. Even the tea was pink. And there's more.
You gotta see this tweet.
The decor continued into the restroom. But this restroom was something else. More incredible decor, chandeliers, flowers on the ceiling, incredible art. There was even a call button for Chanel. Whether you take in the atmosphere outside on the patio or inside of Mrs. Coco, you will not be disappointed. You will leave this place smiling inside and out.
Everyone needs to stop by and check Mrs. Coco out. Immediately. Thank you. Yay.
Mrs. Coco's is definitely a must-do here in Las Vegas. If you just want to get away and experience something different and fabulous, this is the place to go. From tea to cake to champagne, I've been in heaven. Cheers, Mrs. Coco. Make sure you check it out. Until next week, see you next time on Out and About with Ali. Beep, beep. Yay!
When are we going?
I know.
When are we going?
I felt guilty being there without you, but I just was. It was just pink, everything, and Mrs. Coco is fabulous. I love Lake Las Vegas.
Me too. I'm about 10 minutes away, so it's not far for me.
For anyone who doesn't know Lake Las Vegas, it does. I said it like 10 times. It does feel like a little Italy.
It does.
A
little European,
With
yes.
The music, she's got everything. Like, you feel like you're in Paris. And Mrs. Coco's brought fabulous treats, crepes, milkshakes. It's just beautiful.
Now, was that a high tea I saw?
Yeah.
She brought afternoon tea.
Cakes. We had a salad and everything. Even the champagne was perfect. And I literally had a cup with pink tea.
No.
Hence the pink. So that's why I was like, I really wanted to share that. And I do. It's a hidden gem.
What are the hours?
Off the top of my head, I want to say it's till 8 a.m. till 3 p.m.
There's nothing subtle now.
Oh, so it's an afternoon thing. So it's an afternoon thing.
It's an afternoon thing.
Yeah, I think, I think a lot of the coffee shops now have gone to the 3 o'clock close.
Yeah.
Because they don't have enough business to stay open all day.
No, but actually, Mrs. Coco's
she
the
looked
opposite.
busy.
She's busy. She knows it's on today. I put the make sure you make a reservation because with the restrictions, it's hard to get a table now because it's so small and cute and perfect. But it's so gorgeous. I didn't want to leave, and everything about it was so fabulous.
So we've got to get dressed up.
Yes.
We need to do fascinators.
pink nightwear.
We should do fascinators.
Uh-huh.
We should just have a nice girly afternoon.
And just drink and eat and sing Paris. It was just fabulous. So, yeah, top tip for sure for everyone to check out Lake Las Vegas.
It's a great surprise for me.
Yeah, that
because
was
I
for
love
you.
a coffee shop.
Yeah, that's I was like,
I
that's
think
all
we
we
got
talk
it fixed,
about.
by the
Did
way.
we get fixed? Have you been fixed?
Have I been fixed? It was a really weird one. I won't go into the
Do
technicalities
you know, it's
of
the
it.
first time we've ever had anything like that happen, though. It's quite amazing. And as long as we were doing this
Well,
show.
But you got to think who's sitting in the chair right now.
Well,
I'm taking responsibility. But
what was it? Was it just a random bizarreness?
no, well, it was random bizarre. Now I can't figure myself out. Yeah, there was just one thing that needed resetting.
No way.
Which we've never had to reset before.
First for everything.
It is
Now
kind
you
of-
know. And now we know.
And now we know. Yeah, I've never had that as an issue. But anyway.
So did you see any of the tea place, Mrs. Coco's? Did you see any of that video?
Welcome to Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and
That
everything
was just
that
a
loves all
rehearsal, a
things
bad
British.
rehearsal.
Yeah. Never mind. So, okay. Back to you, Ali. Why don't you scoot yourself in a bit more?
Okay, well, just a recap because you were multitasking. The place is pink. It's sparkly. It's
Yeah.
at Lake Las Vegas, and
full
We
of
love
flowers.
coffee shops and tea shops, and we like to go. But honestly, walking into this place is like a fairy tale. I didn't want to leave. Everything about it is fabulous. So if you're in Las Vegas and you're able to get a reservation, Mrs. Coco is my top tip.
Your
for this
top tip?
Yeah, I
For
didn't say that.
2021?
I've never. Well, it's only 2 weeks in.
What was the favorite thing? Your favorite thing that you ate while you were there?
I love burrata on anything. So it was a burrata salad.
Yum,
But,
yum.
even the avocado salad, but the cakes, it was just so special.
It looked so good.
So it felt more like an experience than
Yes.
just going for a cup of tea.
Yeah, and I think now because, a lot of people aren't going out.
Yeah.
It's kind of a way to dress up and do something a bit special for a change, isn't it?
I mean, I could spend half an hour in that restroom. It was gorgeous. There's only one,
in
but
the toilet.
there's not. Ian, you missed that. I did a whole piece on the toilet.
On the toilet.
Yeah, not on it. No, about the toilet. Yeah.
It's all going down the toilet, this show, while we're at it. Oh, my
Anyway,
God.
check
I
it
don't
out.
want to know exactly what was going on.
You missed it.
Too much information.
We could have got up to all sorts in those 4
You
minutes. He
people
wasn't
from
paying
Liverpool.
attention. It's okay. We didn't swear. We didn't do anything.
Let's see who else is
Oh,
online.
actually, you know what?
with
Though,
us.
because before I fixed that problem, I think I did actually say something a bit, just a little bit choice as we were running your video. And they were like, well, if they can still hear us in the room, they can still hear me now. And they could.
And they could.
So it's a complete behind the scenes kind of show today.
Oh, my
So, Sam,
gosh.
is everybody forgiven us
Yeah. Can't
On
be
the-
perfect all the time.
on the comments? Are they still with us?
Let's have a look.
Are they forgiving us?
Let's have a. As we say, my family, a nobble, which means a look, by the way. We've got Pat with us, Brenda's watching, Mel, Craig Randall working, overblowed.
Well, it was.
Is that a technical term?
Yeah, I think.
Who else we got? Carol's with us. Claire Jane, of course. Yeah. Craig says, please go into tech. What does that mean? Paul Love. And we got Kevin Flake. Hey, Kevin. And Sue, I said, is here with
Kevin
us.
knows his audio. Help us out, Kevin.
Ged. Is that correct? That's an unusual name. Glenn, we were just
Morning,
Glenn,
Glenn.
we were just talking about your mushy peas.
Still having dreams about it. It was
And
amazing.
we've got Nicholas with us as well. So let's try and get back on track, shall we?
Hi, Nancy.
Oh, look what we've got. We've got pies. Pies are here.
We do?
Bring the pies
Bring
in.
the pies in,
Pies are going to
Amanda.
save the day.
It's a very right-handed angle. Look at that. Look at that big empty chair over there.
There
Yeah.
we go. Are you having a pie, Ali? Do you want a pie?
I'm spoilt with pies, so maybe we'll leave one for Paul. And
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely make sure Paul gets a pie.
Beautiful. They smell good, as always.
I'm surprised Paul's still here, actually, after this debacle. I mean, it's one thing, though, when we have guests who are not in any kind of entertainment industry. But when you've got a professional, it's a whole different story. They can see when it's all going horribly wrong. Yeah, I
There
don't
we
know
go,
who's a
he's in.
professional around here.
Okay.
Oh, do you have a checky day, by the way? Are you doing a checky day
Hi.
today? Hello.
It's. I'm here.
Welcome.
Gosh.
Look, no hands.
We need that
I think
we need
it's-
that whiskey, don't we? I know. Take the edge
Actually, we
off.
really do. There's some in that room next door, so we may actually have to bring that in. I haven't got my ears in, so I don't know how I sound. So it's going to be
You sound
up
all right,
to,
you
You
Yeah.
look great. You sound wonderful. Good
Oh,
morning.
why? Thank you.
You know
Thank
what?
you. Well, it's nice to be back in this chair.
Have a hobnob because
And
they make everything better.
I think. Thank
Do you
you.
want
I
to
think I just
hobnob?
gave up on
I know you're
on the
supposed to
whole
not be having
tech
that.
side, but it really was. It was like an
Simple little-
an anomaly.
It's one of those like turn
Anyway,
on the
we're moving
computer.
on. I'm
Turn on
trying
the
to-
computer.
Make too much excuses for it, but we do have Will back there.
Yeah.
Say hi, Will.
You're
Hi,
on the
Will.
show.
There he is.
Well,
That's Will. He's pressing some buttons.
This is day one, Will.
And clearly doing a better job than I am.
oh my goodness.
But we have pies. We have Ali. We've burnt through all our video assets so far.
Yeah.
Just to try and buy ourselves.
Oh
a
my
bit of
gosh.
time.
Well, let's talk about the pies. Alex is not here.
He's at the DMV.
So he'll be gone all
Yeah,
day.
come for a good-
But the pies are from the Aussie Project. And if you want to order pies, you go to the Aussie Project on Instagram and message them. And there's a number there too. You can call them. And it's
Absolutely.
free delivery still throughout the whole city.
Which
It is, if
we
you're here.
we get pies every week, but it's the sausage rolls that I want to talk
You're getting them
about.
every week.
Well, no, you get them. You he only brings pies.
Oh, I thought you meant at your house.
I wish, but the sausage rolls are really good too.
Yeah.
From the Aussie Project, so
Yeah.
check them out.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I just think I'm going to keep quiet at this point. My brain's going, the mouth isn't working, and everything's good. Oh, where's my phone?
Shall we pull up a funny meme? Let's see if we can
Yeah.
Pull up a funny meme. Go, you do your thing.
You see the one about Amazon? Oh, poor Will. We've thrown him to the wolves.
Anyway, so.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we've seen. Oh, baby
Bloody
cheeses.
hell, Alexa. I ordered baby cheeses.
Baby cheeses. Baby bells.
Now,
baby cheeses.
I'd expect that more from the Wish app, that you would get
the wrong thing.
the wrong thing entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, great.
And then, oh, that's attractive.
It's a really great look.
And we've got another one. Mick sent me this one. It's the one with the black one with the text on it. Mick sent me this. And, it's very appropriate. Take a look.
Yeah.
I'd like to
funny.
cancel my subscription to Spill the Tea
I'm not interested.
and be done with it.
You can cancel your subscription to spill the tea. Oh, I was going to say something really bad. then.
I feel like we should stretch it out or sing or do something just to recap.
There
Yeah.
should be enough talent in this room to be able to come up with something, right?
You know what? Shall we bring a professional in?
I like that. Kevin says, forgive, yes, forget, no.
You know, that's the biggest
Or,
disaster.
well,
show.
he said question mark, but yeah, we can rely on you. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. And Nicholas says, haha, I work for Amazon, so that probably went down well with him. Susan Granger is watching now. She's just tuned in. Welcome to Spill the Tea, the most slick production you'll find on the internet.
It's the best show so far.
And it
2021.
is. So do not look at any of the comments preceding this.
Yeah,
and you'll have a great show.
Don't
Rest
ever
of the
look
show.
back.
Don't ever look back.
Don't ever look back.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah. I have a little intro.
You do?
I do.
Oh, good. Go for it.
Here we go. So how's your memory? How are your technical skills? You just forgot, didn't you, how that works? But this is going to help you. You know why? Do you struggle to remember PIN numbers, passwords, names, dates, where you left your car keys, where you left the car, or what buttons to press when you're the engineer? If so, worry no more, because Paul Stone's with us today, author and producer, but he's just authored this book called Mind Sharp for Memory. We both need it. It's his new book. It helps you quickly overcome everyday memory frustrations. And that's not just all. There will be some mind sharp brain benders in there that will help you keep your mind sharp and your brain active. One word, what you think of the show up to now, Paul?
Interesting.
That's very polite.
I hope you muted him then. Actually, you can pull your mic in a little bit more. Get a little bit. There you go.
Don't cover up your handsome face, Paul.
Why would I do that?
There you go. Well, welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Ian. Hey, Sam.
What
How
a
you
day.
doing? You know what? It's like being on Radio Merseyside. We have a mutual friend, Ali, and I there.
Oh, there you go. Well, now you've been on the
world.
show before. You came on one of our last Christmas show when Sam was, I don't know, off doing something. And you came in with we had Christmas sweaters on and,
We did.
and everything.
And funny hats.
Yes. Now, Paul, you and I go back. We've known each other a year or two.
Yes, a century or two.
A
As I
century or
say,
two.
it spans some decades, doesn't
Actually, I
it?
think this year it's 30 years.
Yes.
I think it is. I
No
think it was
way.
91.
Who's counting?
But who's
Yeah.
counting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe it's 31 now. Actually, maybe in 1990. Actually. that we
So
first
how did you
connected.
meet?
No, it was 89. It was the late 80s, I think.
I needed a inexpensive walkabout act.
Cheap.
Cheap.
That was the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah.
Value for money.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
And that act wasn't available, so you thought you'd go for the expensive one.
Well,
Anyway,
but
yes,
what was Ian doing at the time?
Oh, Ian, it was
all sorts of stuff.
Am
It's
I
like-
allowed
you know
to
what
say?
I was
But I know, I want to know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
everyone else
excuse me.
needs to know.
Well, Adam and Eve were the greatest walkabout robots ever. I mean, they were trailblazing. It was
Yeah.
not just Ian, but Amanda as
Yeah,
well. the
that's
two of them.
right.
Oh no, they were fantastic. So we had lots of shows, Sam. Lots and lots of shows we did everywhere.
And then-
Every major hotel in the West End of London.
Did ya?
Theatres, all sorts. Yeah, and they were fantastic.
Isn't it weird we all live here now?
It's very strange.
It's
yes.
all so
It is.
weird.
It is very strange. It's a little bit like a little piece of home from home, right?
It is actually.
Yeah,
I
which
have
is
to
good.
say, there's
Yeah.
some comfort in that.
Yeah, I have to say it's been nice to have an extra Scouser in here today, though. we were sharing stories.
Yeah, because you've got some mutual friends, haven't
Oh
you?
yeah, big time. Oh yeah, big time. But
Yeah.
saying we've all worked the same theatres.
I
and,
know.
No, it's great.
When she was mentioning Panto.
Yeah, and where she lived actually was literally 5 minutes from where I grew up. And there's a coffee shop there talking about coffee and tea place. I won't mention the name of it. And I go whenever I go back to England and to Liverpool.
You know what? The last time we saw each other was England.
You know where that was in the centre of Liverpool.
It
That
was?
just, you know where it was? It was about 20 yards from the Hard Day's Night Hotel, which is the Beatles Hotel.
That's
And in fact,
right.
it wasn't even a great coffee shop. It was the worst coffee shop in
I know,
Liverpool.
but it was so
terrible.
nice to see you
It
and
was a
Ben and
surprise.
Jasmine.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Yeah.
You just produced a show, hadn't you? A variety show?
Yeah, we just did a thing at the Liverpool Empire, with a big theatre there for a young man who had unfortunately died of a nasty disease. But so we did a show at the Liverpool Empire, which was fantastic.
It's what's his name?
His name was James Dunn.
Yes, I remember seeing some of the photos.
Yeah, he was, lovely lad and a great family. But so Ben and Jasmine came over and we had a big show there. In fact, we brought a couple of people from Vegas over actually in the show.
Who did you bring over?
Well, I brought Wally Eastwood, who's the host of the ultimate variety show, who's the best comedy juggler host in the world.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Wally's. We're big fans of Wally Eastwood. Big fans.
Did you have Mick Miller on the show?
Well, we tried to get Mick actually. Mick wasn't available. We tried to get Stan Boardman as well. Couldn't
Oh
get him
my
either.
gosh, you're throwing out some names
I know
there.
that. Oh yeah, it was going back. But but I tell you who we did. We had Freddie Davis. You may remember him.
Yeah.
Mr. Parrotface Davis.
Oh my.
Freddie's a friend of mine. He's like in his 80s.
Oh my
But
gosh.
he came to watch a show and then insisted on coming on stage for 10 minutes, and he was great.
Do you know what I don't know about you, Paul? Is how did you get in entertainment? Is your
Just how long's the show?
It can be as long as you like at this point. I mean,
Funnily
let's
enough, my
face it.
family had nothing to do with it. What happened was, couldn't have been further removed. But I learned magic when I was about 10 or 11 years old.
Right.
And I got in that business. Anyway, cut a long story short, I ended up working the Northern clubs for 4 years. Which, if you don't know those, I was there when a comedian in England called Tom O'Connor started out. I was touring with him, and I toured with Dave Allen and a few other guys. Used to work all these working men's clubs where you used to go and die every night and after about 3 years you sort of survived. And if ever you worked the Northeast, if I went there, if you had a week there, if you were booked for a week to do work in the Northeast of England there, if you got through to Wednesday, you got a standing ovation.
No way.
Oh yes, I never got to. I finished on Tuesday.
So you cut your teeth really doing those clubs.
No, you know what? Something you can't do now is a place to go to learn your trade.
I know.
So, which is a shame because youngsters going in the business now can't. Nobody has a chance now to find out how to do that. They don't know where to go to learn. You know.
Do you teach magic though?
No, I don't.
No. You can say no, I don't.
No, I don't teach magic. There's a lot of good magicians in this town who'll teach you, though. A lot of great magicians.
You see, I had no idea about that. Now, it was your mum was the TM?
Yeah, my mum, she was the #1 teacher of transcendental meditation in the whole of Europe and the UK. Taught 40,000 people to meditate.
That's amazing.
Which is cool, and I meditate every day.
My dad was a big meditator too. Oh.
I think that was more spill the pie.
Spill a pie. You can have that one with a
Isn't
bit.
it good luck if you drop a pie?
With the bits on it.
Yes. Well, yes.
I just need to. I'm just going to enjoy the rest
Just
of the
have
show.
a pie.
Do you know what?
Just have a pie.
It follows perfectly from Ali doing a piece on the toilet.
It does actually.
I will eat the one that dropped on the floor. All right, that's mine.
Oh my
Carry on.
gosh! But yeah, so 40,000 people. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, my dad, took an interest in it. And I don't know how my dad would meditate with 5 girls running around like maniacs in the house, but twice a day he did.
It sounded like he needed to.
He did. I'll be honest with you, absolutely did.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think that's brilliant. But she passed away recently,
Unfortunately,
didn't
in
she?
the summer, I went back up to England for a couple of months, but sadly she died. Yeah.
But what a legacy.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. She's,
Did she write any books?
She didn't write any books. She could have done. She'd probably write better books than I do. But
Well, I think we should talk about your book.
Why not? Absolutely.
Well, I had essentially no memory after I had my surgery back in July. I don't know. I know they give you the drug that gives you a little bit of amnesia, so you don't remember the whole surgery and everything. Yeah, but I honestly couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if I'd eaten, if I'd had a shower. I couldn't remember anything. I mean, I was just useless on the show. I couldn't remember names. I just couldn't remember anything. It has improved.
Good.
But I think your book's going to help me. Help me, Paul. Help me.
Yeah, I'm Paul.
So we got a picture of the book actually. Which,
Yeah, let's have a little look at the book.
just so that people know what they're looking for. Now, where can people buy the book?
They can get on Amazon. Go on Amazon. And this you can do in Amazon UK. You can do it in Amazon here in America. It's easy. Just
ship worldwide.
It's Mind Sharp for Memory. It's called. Yeah.
Right, very good, very
but
good.
Just to let you know, I mean, I've got to tell you, I'm certainly not a memory expert at all. And the reason this came about, funnily enough, was because my mum, who had dementia, I was sort of trying to find a few ways just to help her. And there's a million books out there on memory. I mean, really good books, but you've got to study them, and people don't have time to go and spend hours doing that stuff. So I tried to come up with some ideas that were simple and easy to help people with the stuff that I have struggling with things like, where do I park my car? Where do I do it? Remembering passwords. I had so many different PIN numbers.
Yeah.
And I just came up with some simple ways and tips and things which again, it's not rocket science, but I think that it's more about just helping people
something practical that you
can
do,
use, and they can actually use the stuff that's in there. And I've also got some great quotes in the book, some fun quotes, and one or two puzzles and things, but a little bit different, word things, and even a magic trick at the back that anyone can do, which is cool.
Nice.
How long did it take you to write the book?
Honestly, you'd be surprised. It's not even a big book. I mean, it's but it took me over a year.
Did it really?
You don't realise. I mean, I speak and I.
It's not quantity. It's quality.
Yeah, well, you know what though? Right? But when you speak or you host, you think it's you have sort of PowerPoint stuff behind you. Writing a book is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, you're exposed.
Well, you write it, you rewrite it, and then when you've got it together, then actually put it into a book and getting it on Amazon was a challenge.
Formatting it, yeah,
it was a challenge.
Did you use an editor in the end?
No, I didn't. I had a friend of mine who's written books. Who's an author, a best-selling author in LA. She's a friend of mine who we've known for years, and she was a big help.
Got an eye for
more
that.
on the format of how to do that. I mean, I wrote it, but she certainly without her, it would still be somewhere in my mind.
That's brilliant, though.
But it's one of a series I'm writing. It's under a series of Mind Sharp for Living. I'm in the middle of one now, which is Mind Sharp for Today, which is living in the moment, which is more than ever.
Because here's the thing, I think people understand the benefits of exercise for the body, but for your brain, for your memory.
Well, particularly now, Sam. I mean, in these last few months, goodness me. I mean, you're stuck and you can't go anywhere. Okay, you can exercise a little, but basically, you just try and keep yourself there.
Yeah. We've already got one sale. Look, this is like QVC.
Okay.
We've already got
but
one
you know
sale.
What?
Okay. There's a lady in the UK who says I definitely need a copy of Paul's book, and that's from an Anne Harrington.
I know that name. Oh well, hey.
She's gonna hope she's going to get a free one, but
well,
she's
I hope
not.
she doesn't have a good enough memory to remember the beginning of the show.
Her son can't remember how to run a show, so let alone it must run in the family. But she just got an Amazon thing, so she can actually tell Alexa to order the book now.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
That's what I like. It's not expensive either.
I hope she doesn't get a baby Jesus.
As long as she doesn't get a baby cheeses. Yes,
I'm going to put the link to Paul's book in the comments, by the way, everyone.
Now, while we're doing that,
I already got this prepared.
You, obviously, as you're in your role as a show producer and been in the industry a very long time, you...
Careful with
a very long time. Wow, Yeah. How was Harry Houdini? As a,
do you know what? One of the best.
Well, we know that. But you knew him when he was a child.
I did.
Did you?
Of course.
Did you?
No. But you were very close to Siegfried and Roy.
Well, I was fortunate enough to get to know them over a number of years,
And we just lost Siegfried shortly after Roy. Roy was earlier on in the year.
Roy was just a few months ago.
Very sad.
And Siegfriid just last week.
He was last week.
And you produced shows with him. You did some variety shows.
Well, we did a. To be honest with you, I mean, I always say this. I mean, I was lucky coming to Vegas as often as I did. Their show at the Mirage was just it was just the greatest live show I've ever seen in my life, without any doubt. I mean, they were extraordinary performers. I mean, their story is incredible. Talk about rags to riches.
Truly rags to riches.
Unbelievable. And they were actually. I mean, they paved the way. There wouldn't be any Cirque du Soleil shows. There wouldn't have been any of the big shows without them. When I first saw Siegfried and Roy, the ticket price was like $20-something.
Oh my god!
And they took it up, and they were the ones that took it over $100, and it was worth a lot more than that. But they opened the doors for a lot of the big shows.
And so spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, they were fantastic. I mean, Siegfried was wonderful magician. I mean, a perfectionist. I mean, he used to. I mean, his magic was incredible. His story's incredible, and obviously, just how he met Roy was incredible. It was just a chance meeting. It couldn't have may never have happened, and they nearly gave up, the business years ago, and how they actually went. And funny enough, the big break for them was London Palladium.
Oh, was
enough.
it
was
really?
Sunday night at the London Palladium.
Oh, I loved watching that.
Which was the staple entertainment
Of
show
course.
for everybody in the UK. Millions of
Sunday
people.
night, yeah.
Now tell us a bit
variety
about
show.
one of the shows that you did with them in London. Was that at the Palladium?
Yeah, I did. So after the accident, which in 2003, obviously it was tough for them for a while. And I used to be producing like a magic convention in England, and I put a lot of charity shows on at the London Palladium, one night shows for different charities. And I decided on one of them that we'd dedicate one to them. So we did the tribute to Siegfried and Roy at the London Palladium. This was in 2008.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, and it was interesting because the Palladium, if you haven't been in there, that is the most iconic theatre in the world. I'm fortunate enough to.
There you go. We got it on the screen.
That was sort of the end of it. Yeah, it's a picture of the audience. I think when you see the house full of the audience full.
Yeah, let's see that. Oh, look
which
at
is
that.
There. And
Wow.
there you probably can't see, but in the distance there in the Royal Box, we had Siegfried and Roy sitting in the Royal Box.
Oh,
Wait, they were in the
Basically,
box and on stage at the same time?
Well, it was an interesting.
They are magicians.
They were terrific. And what the interesting thing is that obviously that for a lot of people, when Siegfried and Roy, when they had the accident that night. It wasn't just the end of Roy's career; it was the end of Siegfried's career after nearly 50 years, 45 years non-stop, and so that was tough. So we actually went. We put the show on. We got them in the Royal Box. Place went crazy. It was all their fans from all over the world flew in. We had Dame Shirley Bassey was there.
Way.
Yeah, I put that up earlier.
We had
Shirley
tributes
Bassey.
from Sir Anthony Hopkins and Cher, and obviously Steve Winner.
Oh
put
my
the show
goodness!
And it was. I mean, the place was. It was one of a special night. We had 10 of the greatest magicians in the world in the show, and then at the end of the show, in fact, before the show, they came in the Royal Box, and there was a standing ovation from the whole audience before it started, which is unbelievable.
The fact that they were there.
And then at the end of the show, I remember that Roy was pretty much in a wheelchair a lot of the time. So at the end of the show, when the cast came out, Siegfried and Roy joined them. Roy insisted on walking.
I noticed that in the picture there.
I'd
the
have been
fact that
crying
he
my
was-
eyeballs out.
Literally, he walked across stage, and not only were we all crying, Siegfried was crying, Roy was emotional. And they obviously the cast left, and there was about 10 minutes. They must have had a dozen curtain calls. Roy had the mic and was talking, wouldn't give it to Siegfried. It was, and of course we had the other thing was, which we don't often have, is I put in to make the occasion special. We had a 14-piece live orchestra on stage, so that was special, and it was it was one of those very very special nights. It's hard to. I've done a number of shows at the Palladium, but that one stands out as being the greatest ever, and it was great. It meant a lot to Siegfriid and Roy, but they. Yeah, just talking about Siegfried and Roy, everybody knows what wonderful illusionists they were. And their show was a different level than the animals, but just the thought that went into the show. And interesting, the show at the Mirage, there was a show in London, just on Tottenham Court Road, called Time, which is the theatre there, just there. And it starred Cliff Richard, Cliff Richards, who was a big, a big star in England. But the director, John Napier, of that show, Siegfried was looking for someone to direct the show, and some of the effects in that show he thought were so good. He brought John Napier over, and he was the guy that put that whole Mirage show together. And it was a spectacular show, as you know. But the other side of Siegfried and Roy, people perhaps don't know about. They were, apart from obviously the conservation side and saving the tigers and all the rest of it, they were just the nicest, kindest people, most generous people. We got to know them really, really well, obviously. And after Roy's accident, it was again, Siegfried was fantastic, looking after Roy. But I mean, they were just so kind. And I say, the young James Dunn, the boy we said about who did the show. We brought him over for his 21st birthday over here, and they put a big party on for him. And
how
it was
special.
They were just great people. They were real. But they were legends. They were real
True
icons.
legends.
I mean, they really were. People talk about show business legends, but these guys really were. And there will never be another show like that.
What year did they start at the Mirage?
They started Mirage in 1990. It was. But before that, though, they used to have a 7-minute act and a 15-minute act at the Stardust, and then then their first big show.
Oh, so they were like a feature within a show.
They just came in and did all they did originally was 7 minutes. Then they did a 15-minute spot, which was there. Then they went and then eventually got their first show called Beyond Belief at the Frontier for several years, which was fantastic, an unbelievable show. And then they stopped, and then they got this contract for Mirage, but there was an 18-month gap. So between that, they went off to, if you know, they went to Japan. and they custom built 2 amazing theaters, one in Tokyo and one in Osaka for them. They took 4 747 jets just with their stuff over there. They had 2 ships that went over with the elephants and everything else. But the 4 747s, went over with all their stuff, and they had 100 crew over there. It was an unbelievable show, and they broke every box office record in Japan of ever. And on the way back, they played 3 weeks at Radio City Musical in New York, and then they took up their contract at the Mirage, which
it's incredible, really, because I mean, you think I mean, obviously everybody knows Siegfried and Roy as being here in Las Vegas, even if you remember them, you remember them, but the fact that it was back at the Stardust and everywhere else. But their career really was so global and so just massive.
Yeah, who didn't know them?
That you're basically like the historian for.
Well, it's interesting
Siegfried
actually.
and Roy.
Like a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine in England today, just sent me before I came here. Just sent me a thing. Today there's a big obituary for Siegfried in the Times in London.
Oh, is there really?
Big with big photos and everything else, and just saying, which is interesting. But but I mean they were fantastic.
You get that feeling, like you said, there'll never be another show like that.
There can't be.
And it's like this sadness, because you're like, that's gone.
You talk about, I mean, the costuming and the show and the stuff, you could never have that. I mean, the animals alone were sensational, but
I mean, look at this
costume. I know.
So I've had this program.
Sure.
I don't even know.
There, Sam?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know how I even acquired this, but this is. Actually, I'm going to show it to the camera
it's
first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you just turned into Siegfried there for a second.
yes.
A bit. There we go. That's Mommy.
Yeah. So this is the original program, right?
This is from 19. It might not be the original. This is 19.
It's from the Mirage, that one. Probably.
It is from the Mirage. Wait a bit, because the team's in the back here.
Sure.
Hang on, I'll tell you what year it was.
And actually, there's a couple of performers.
There we go. John Napier's there.
Yes, there you go. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I think it was
And Anthony Van Last, too. Anthony Van Last was the choreographer. Interesting. We had him as director of the show at the Palladium. I brought him in just because. I mean, he's a very, very well-known director, but he was the guy he was the choreographer for every Mamma Mia show around the world, but also the movie as well. So he's done very nicely. Thank you.
Do you know? I think I auditioned for their show.
When
I first moved to town, but I was too short.
There's a Brit in town, Annette Simmons Mims, who is British, and she was in the show at
really?
Yeah.
We know she'll probably know Gail
Mirage.
Davis as well. Gail,
I'm sure.
Who was obviously well-known dancer.
I just know that she was in the show. We did the work with her a couple of years back, and but she wrote when Siegfried.
I'll tell you a story. It's an interesting story. I was lucky because I've been involved in sort of magic for years, obviously producing variety shows, which is my main thing. But obviously magic was one of my things because I used to perform with magic a lot. So I used to come into town. And obviously with Siegfried and Roy's show, I used particularly at the Mirage, but it happened before. But at the Mirage show, I was one of these people. I'm not a big one for going backstage and asking for tickets,
hobnobbing and all that stuff.
It's not really my style. To be honest with you. But every time that I came into town and I tried to book tickets for that show, I used to get a phone call from Siegfried and Roy's office, saying Mr. Siegfried would like to comp you tickets, and if I had guests and brought guests, he used to come in and see the show. And remember, I didn't really know them at that time. I was involved with a convention going back we used to have called the Desert Magic Seminar, which they used to host here at used to be at the Frontier. But I used to come in and the tickets were always there. And whenever I brought guests in, and sometimes there was one time I brought as many as 150 guests from England and magicians from England. And after their show, they did 2 shows a night, which were tough for them. They spent literally 2 hours having a photograph with every single person in that group in the showroom after. But the other thing I was going to say was, whether I brought one person or I brought 2 or 3 guests, afterwards, I would always have someone would come round the show and say, Mr. Siegfried, I'd like you to come backstage afterwards. And we'd go back afterwards, and Siegfried, every single time, never missed, would have photographs with them and give them a gift. And this was something, it was just attention. It was just,
How wonderful.
They were just special people. I mean, really.
Actually, the very first time I saw Siegfried and Roy was with you. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that special treatment, actually, since I thought I'd just mention it, but that's obviously...
They knew all about you, Ian.
They apparently did. But yeah, no, we were here it would have been 91.
Yeah, just after they opened at the Mirage, I would think.
Right. And we were... And actually, I was trying to find... There are photographs from that trip of you and I and Amanda.
Yeah.
And Roger, our good friend in the UK, but I didn't have time this morning to find it. But yeah, that was the very first time I saw Siegfried and Roy was with you and courtesy of you.
Yeah, but it's a shame. I mean, really, it is the end of an era because although a lot of people now, obviously, the crazy thing is that They haven't performed for, 17, 18 years, which is scary.
Right.
But they,
Gosh,
you know,
is it that
it is, it was
long?
2003, but amazing. Just amazing people. And it's very sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Very sad that what's happened with Siegfried. But there you go.
So
you know.
getting back to your book for a second,
Okay.
we're going to do a giveaway.
Yeah,
right?
we are.
We're
Yes.
going to do a giveaway
Yay!
and, of one of Paul's books.
Sure.
And I think we're gonna do it as like first person to answer in the comments type of thing.
Okay.
So if you're still with us after today's fabulous show, Paul has a question for you, and first one to write the answer in the comments will win said book. So take it away, Paul.
Okay. Well, the question is,
And there is there is a little thing at the bottom there with the question. So as Paul reads it, you can
Okay.
bring that up.
It says, it's which famous show business celebrity is well known for the song "Thanks for the Memory"?
Can you sing it, Ali? Thank you for the
No,
music.
that's ABBA. That's ABBA. That's ABBA. It's a great song. My favourite song, actually.
It
but
is a good
actually,
song,
it's a hell of a
isn't
song.
it?
I'm not going to sing it. Trust me. No, this is.
All right, so we're waiting for the first comment.
Yeah.
Which showbiz celebrity is famous for the song
Thanks
for the Memory?
I'm not sure I knew which one it was myself, actually, for a second.
It's a very famous show business star.
Robin, Robin says he can't remember.
Well done. Kevin said it was Bing, but
Yeah.
it was not Bing.
No, actually, not Bing.
It
but
was not Bing.
Interesting, but
So
I'll give you a clue though. It's around that time.
it is around that time.
year, right? Okay.
While we're doing that, Steve Bell says, Paul, condolences on the passing of your mum. Big congrats on your new book and series. Do you have a podcast? He's asking whether you have your own podcast. Well, if only there was a place you could do said
I
podcast.
think you should,
I think
Paul.
Steve, I might have to. Steve is a good mate. He walks for the world.
Mick says Tom Jones. Nope.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, let's go back.
Oh, wait.
Bob Hope.
Oh, here you go.
Wait.
Who
Bob Hope.
said that?
Now, you know what? It's Mike.
The first person was Mike. Mike Robson said.
Mike Robson
said
He's
Bob
right.
Hope.
Said Bob Hope.
He's absolutely right. It's
So
Bob Hope.
there will be a book winging its way
I will sign it to Mike.
Greece.
to Paris, Greece.
You have it available
Yes.
worldwide, though, don't you, on
yes,
Amazon?
yes.
That's where Mike lives. But also, Craig got it right.
Good job.
Mick didn't. Sorry, Mick. Fiona, she said Bob Hope too.
Very good.
And Steve says Leo Robin. Who is Leo Robin?
I don't know.
I don't know, but it wasn't him.
Wait a bit. Steve Bell.
You know Steve Bell.
He lives here.
He does live here.
Steve.
Yeah, there you go. So well done,
Wait,
Mike.
I've worked with Steve.
You get a book.
When I did we did the first UKLV party.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately he's a Manchester football fan, so we don't. Really
Oh,
talk,
dear.
We don't
That's
talk
a shame.
much
Oh,
about
dear.
him, frankly.
That's a shame.
You're a big.
Ali, are you a red?
Of course.
That's all right. That's all right. Good.
Yeah, because you
Sorry,
were about
just
to get
had
disowned.
Just had to check that one.
Marcus Deegan, who does a show in here, says, "Who's the engineer?" I think he's thinking, "Well, if I'm sitting here, who's doing that?"
Marcus, you obviously didn't see the beginning of the show. Somebody here.
Well, I engineered his show yesterday. It went perfectly fine.
By the way, Marcus, I'm still going to call you. We'll go for a coffee, by the way.
Oh, look at you.
Just collecting friends, like
Like
a
you
bone
do.
I
collector.
think I know
Like
where
you do.
I think I know where he's going. Yeah.
So good stuff. So that's the book. Well done, Mike. And the link is on the comments.
I
there.
keep putting it in the
I can
comments.
tell you the website anyway. The website, if you want to go and order it wherever it is www. And it is mindsharpforliving, LIVING,
Right.
.com.
Is it number 4?
Yeah, it's number 4.
Number
yeah,
4
yeah,
living.
and it's all
Okay.
one word.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's going in the
And
comments.
you can order it straight off there. In
Well-
England or in America.
Nice.
And you can order it on Amazon and other countries.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
give us a tip then,
Okay.
Paul. Keys is my thing.
What?
I forget my key.
I
where
thought you
my-
said cheese.
cheese.
Cheese is my thing.
I forget where I put the cheese.
I've forgotten them on the show, and what I'm talking about, cheese is my thing.
Yeah. The big tip, you know what, is staying in the moment. Is as you just try and get a habit of whatever you're doing, just try and clock it in your head at the time. Just
Actually think about it.
Actually think about it. So actually, it's all, and the other thing is, and the best tip of all, I'll be honest, is if you happen to have a phone with a camera on it, which everyone does, take a picture every time. And it may sound simple, but when you park your car or you put your keys down, if you don't have a regular place to put it, just snap it. Just get into
That
the
is a
habit of
great
snapping.
tip.
Because it sounds simple, but you know what? Even if you remember it, it's always good to do it.
So for me, it will be: did I unplug the curling tongs? Did I close the garage door? Do you know how many times I go back
Oh,
to
I
see?
can believe it, yes.
And the keys.
And where did I leave Jim?
Where did I leave my poor husband?
Yeah.
I mean,
But it is literally, it's getting, it's almost, it's got a habit for me.
Living in the moment.
It's a bit literally like, you know, you get up in the morning, well, hopefully, and do your teeth if you've got teeth. And
If I feel like it.
Whatever it is, yeah. Well, whatever, or, you know, whatever you do. But whatever, yeah, it's habit for me. It's about just getting yourself into practice and doing that stuff.
I actually think this show is a bit of a conspiracy against me today. Because, I mean, we got that as a topic, and I couldn't even remember how to keep things going on the show. No, that wasn't memory. That was just trying to think.
Incompetence.
The thing is, it is. Let me tell you, the book is fun. It's not meant to. It's not. And also, biggest thing of all is it's in massive type.
I say the biggest thing of all are the fonts.
The font. It's about 20 fonts, so you really there's no excuse.
That's perfect.
So really, it's only like 6 words per page.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it's pictures and stuff.
If it was normal size, it would have been like a pamphlet.
I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
It would have been 4 pages.
It would have been 4 pages.
Thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's very nice. I'm glad I've known you 30 years. This could be the end of a lasting friendship.
Yeah. Well, you think it's going to...
But you know what? When you can't remember things, I mean, mine was really extreme. Straight after that surgery, it was incredibly upsetting and frustrating.
Yeah, sure.
Because, I mean, to not know if you'd had a shower and have to look for a damp towel and, I did today, you know, or I used to ask Jim, have I eaten? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, what have I eaten? I couldn't remember anything. It was truly that bad. But it was upsetting. So I can imagine if your memory's failing, it's awful.
And you know what? And it sounds awful, but to be serious for a minute, but like with dementia and Alzheimer's becoming more and more now, it's anything you can do to literally, the slogan on this is it helps to keep your mind sharp and your brain active. So anything that you can do that's going to help you do that is obviously going to help stave off things that you don't want to happen.
Yeah, I mean, mine's improved, obviously, when whatever drugs they gave me wore off.
Sure.
But it was truly that bad. And I thought to myself, like you say, anyone that's got dementia or their memory's going, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, but,
and it can get you in quite a fluster.
Big time.
You know, leaving my house and going, did I even close the garage
amount of
door?
time you go back to your front door, you know, and then, of course, well, it's not, this happens all the time to all of us. But I mean, even, you know, I've written the book, but I still, you know, have to really think sometimes when I park the car, I go, and stuff, you know. But
is there a set time you would say that, you know, eventually a new habit kicks in?
Do you know what? I just think you just got to keep doing it, and you know, I think you just got to get used
until
to
it becomes
it.
second nature.
It's exactly right. Yeah. But I say, you know, your best mind sharp tool is your phone. Because for your memory thing, because it's, you know, it's always a great backup to have. Even if you remember something, you know, if you park your car, just snap a picture.
You know what I do for my car in a garage?
You must know where it is when it's in the garage.
Surely. No. If I can't find my car in my garage, but you know, it's a letter and a number.
Right.
Say, for example, it's 5B.
Yeah.
I will go 5 bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will remember that.
Okay, that's fine. But yes.
But the phone's a great idea.
Yeah, well, it's a backup, isn't it, really? But no, 5 bananas is good. But I mean, the only thing is you could be out doing other things and
was
come
it
back.
5 apples?
Then you're going back and you're going, how many apples was it? Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
so I would think that an Amazon Echo would help too. Alexa, you know, here's a reminder.
Yeah,
I left my keys. Blah blah blah.
I mean, you know, it's like everything. You know, if you do crosswords, if you do, you know, whatever, if you do puzzles, anything you can do that just keeps your mind sharp will help. You know, will help with your memory. But no, it's just a lot of ideas in there, lots of tips and ideas, simple things that you can use, and I think that's what you want. Because some of the stuff, there are some amazing things in the books. But literally to learn them and spend the time, we don't live in that sort of world.
Not anymore. We don't.
Sadly,
we kind of want bites of information.
You want instant. You want it now.
Yep,
You want it now.
that's right.
So,
You know, I did notice about your book. It's in the top 10,000 for meditation, by the way.
Yeah, well, in England,
which is
it's even lower.
Which
than
is really good.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, how many
millions
books are on? You know, Amazon. So that number will get smaller and smaller, which is great.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
but there were some great reviews.
Yes, it's had some nice reviews. So yeah, it's good to say. You know, it's not rocket science, but it's just it was something that because of my mum, I sort of got into it.
Yeah.
And I speak on cruise ships as well, so it's a backup, you know, my talks and stuff. Funny, we just found out that Ali and I that we're both involved with Crystal, which is nice.
Remember that one cruise I've got in 2020?
Yeah.
On the week before.
Yeah.
No way.
At the moment, I'm booked for Christmas and New Year if it ever happens. So
when is you're going?
January.
You're going soon.
2020. No, 22. That was the joke.
22.
They booked me like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I was got that ahead. I think, mine's this Christmas and New Year, if it ever happens. Goodness, hey, you wouldn't, you know what? Who knows? The world's a
You
funny
need to
place.
write a book about mind reading.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what's coming in the future, because
Wouldn't that be good? Hey?
oh gosh, I tell you, I would love to be able to know what's going to happen in the
I know,
future.
who knows? I'm actually looking forward to going back. So.
Oh, hello.
I'm back here.
He's popped back
They
up
already saw
again.
I was back here because I false pressed a button already. I shouldn't be here at all, really. But the reason I'm back here, the reason I'm back here is so that we can wrap this thing up. Because the end is really technical and really complicated. So I'm the perfect person to do that today. Don't you know? But Paul, thank you so much for
it's very
being-
interesting.
It's been good to see you guys, and good to meet Ali as well.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really
She's-
good
she's
to
in.
have all the scousers in today. She
All
just
right.
wants a pie.
Yeah,
We're
pie
gonna
and
give you.
mushy peas.
We're gonna give you a pie. Do you want a hobnob before? Do you need hobnobs?
No, I don't think so.
You don't need a hobnob in your life.
Oh,
It's all
probably in my
you.
life I do. Yes. I probably do.
Well, I'm glad we kind of pulled it all together in the end, aren't you, Ian?
Yep.
This blouse
yes,
is getting on my
we
nerves.
are.
It's riding up.
Live entertainment for you.
Yeah, it would have been better rather than pies if we'd had a bowl of scouse.
What's a bowl of scouse?
Oh, you don't want. Excuse me, I'll let Ali
Lee
explain that one.
Bennett, let's make a
Ooh.
bowl of scouse.
Bowl of scouse.
What is it?
It's like a stew.
It's like minced stew.
It's-
Oh,
and it's
so
got real
but
scousers
it's
in it.
Scouse.
It's made with scouse love.
Scouse,
But
yeah.
My
it's-
mum makes it.
so it's got mince in it, though.
Yeah, it's very little. It's very.
musty.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, potatoes, veg, all
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
all that, all mixed together.
Yeah.
But it's very much a Liverpool dish.
I've never
Don't
heard
look
of
at me
that.
when it comes to cooking. Oh, no, I just eat. I'm not a
She
good
just
cooker.
eats. We just present and she
Yeah.
eats it. But I'm really excited because I think you can do incredibly well with your book.
Well, I hope
you
so.
already are. People
thank you.
people are buying it, and
I
you
think
you
there's at least 3 sold now.
it's not easy.
And my mum's going to buy one.
Yeah. No,
Well, I'll be buying one for my mum, but it'll get bought.
no, it's fine.
But you
It's
know,
doing right,
self-publishing
Yeah.
is like you said. There's some technical side
Yeah.
to it as well, which is a bit of a pain. And then it's the promotion of it
Yeah, I
amongst
think
the
so.
sea of books.
Yeah,
you know.
it's just quite fun to have done it, you know. And I'm looking forward. I'm working on the next one, and we'll see what happens. But yeah,
One last question: when you go on the ships,
Mm-hmm.
what's your title?
well, it depends. I mean, obviously, if you're
You mean
a
the title
speaker-
of what people call him?
Yes. You know, I've been booked on the ships to do speaking, but also doing magic going back. So it just depends what ship. And
Depending on what
whatever
it is you're doing, because you know
Yeah.
they have the naturalist
Yes.
and
Oh, yeah.
the historian that
Yeah.
comes on, and
Yeah, I think Crystal have their own names for the speakers.
Yeah.
Really, I've forgotten what those actually. But
that's fun too, though.
but funnily enough, I did the last talk that I did on the Crystal Serenity, which is one of one Ali knows, was about Siegfried and Roy.
Oh,
I did. I have that. I have actually that. Yeah, I did the talk there on Siegfried and Roy. So it was
I'm thinking
interesting.
you need to write a book, because I know you have more than one book in you for all the entertainment stories. But I do think you should honestly have a podcast.
Okay,
It's so interesting,
well,
Paul.
we'll talk about it. If I know somebody that could do it for me.
I wonder.
Do it.
Just don't have that engineer that they have.
No, they've got a new guy now. It's okay.
Well, let's do a quest. A quest. What word was that? A quick look. Last look. A quest. A quest. Let's have a quest. Who's on before we leave? Oh my God, my mum's
If there
here.
is anybody
I
on
am. If
before
there's
we leave.
anybody left. Mick says, but wouldn't you need to delete the photo after? Otherwise, you'll be looking at loads of pictures. Well, yeah. Once you found the keys, Mick. Yeah, but you know the last one is the most recent one. David's here. Mick's so nice to us. He goes, great show as usual. He's so nice to us. Brilliant. Well, it's been very nice, Paul.
Be good to see you.
I'm
again,
glad
Sam.
we kind of got it together in the end.
I'll be honest, I'll remember it.
Thank you for the
It's
top.
a memorable one.
won't
Thank you
forget
for the top tip.
Yeah, Mrs. Coco.
Uh,
Check it out. Lake
I'm
Las
excited
Vegas.
about that. Thanks to Aussie Project for the pies. Thanks to myself for the hobnobs. Thanks to Amanda for the tea.
And thanks for just getting through this with
Yes!
us. You know,
Painful,
one way or
wasn't
another.
it? Painful.
So, Sam, it's over to you to wrap the show up. I don't trust myself to do anything else.
Well, it's good night from me and it's good night from him. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week. And forget you saw the beginning of the show. Bye, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.